think we'll wait for Dad for that one. A 4x8 sheet of 1/8" mild steel plate. And that is to skin the bottom of an ATV over. We actually just finished a full frame repair for a client here who's you got to realize, living on the island in the Atlantic, the salt just eats everything in steel. And so ATVs are well within their lifespan in terms of powertrain, but the frames just crumble. They dissolve, and we had an ATV come in that was just crumbled. Let me show you guys the footage there, run you through, and then the result. You can see this repair here, guys. This is what you get living on an island in the Atlantic. Good bike, runs well, but look at the frame. Gone so far there as to separate the front joint there. We have the front motor mount here, just hanging. Of course, nothing left here. Both of these joints down here, right near where the rear end continues, broken off, just completely broken up. So just a phenomenal job done by my brother there, and the gentleman's been hammering to his bike ever since, and just loves it. It's almost indestructible at that point. It's heavy plated stem to stern, strong. You can scrub over rocks and stumps, doesn't matter. And his bike has a whole new life. So he actually brought in his other ATV now, to a much newer ATV. This one's pretty minty, but wants full skid plate stem to stern, so we're going to custom fabricate that for him. This has been a long day. It's mid-evening here now. It's around 7 p.m. So I hopped out of bed at 5 this morning, got a few things ready. Dad and I jumped in the Ford here and drove about 2.5 hours to look at a company vehicle, or to look at getting another vehicle for the company here. This is the ATV here that we're going to be plating over, guys, with that sheet. But big news for you guys. Earlier this summer, I didn't fill you guys in on, earlier this summer, I sold the flatbed truck. And I know that's going to break some of your hearts, and it didn't with mine at the time. I got what I felt was a fair price on it. It was just sitting there in the lot, day after day, weeks passing by, and I said, this truck is going to rot just sitting there, and it's a crime. It's had so much effort put into it. It's such a nice truck. And so I said, you know what, right now it's worth top dollar because it was just finished. So I sold out of it, and I didn't feel any like heartache for sentimentality and that type of thing. But what I realized all throughout the summer is that truck was so useful. Having that big flat deck and having that jib crane was so useful. But anyways, it's gone now, and we're making do without it. We've got other options we'll talk about here soon, we'll show. But shortly after that, I bought another company vehicle, meant to be a project truck. Probably won't work out that way, although we'll see some work on it. But what I did buy today, and what we've been seeing a need of since we opened the shop here, is a good little, what we call a runner. A parts runner, a run to town and get a few bolts, a run to drive clients who drop their vehicles here for a long job, run them back to town, things like that. Just a good rough runner that's economical. And what we picked up, some of you guys might know, longtime viewers, one of my favorite vehicles, my very first vehicle, Ford Ranger. Look at that little beauty. Actually, she's rough, little bit ugly, but very solid truck. Dad and I were pleased. We got in today. I crawled up and underneath. Chassis is mint. A few little body issues, but very solid little truck. Now, my very first vehicle in high school was a 1992 Ford Ranger. I've been trying for years to find pictures of it, and I know they're around somewhere in albums. That's back when pictures were paper, you know. But man, I love that truck. The 89 to 92 body style Ranger, my absolute favorite. This I really like, and this is a regular cab with the 7-foot box. Really rare, and just glad to have this. So the reason this thing is not rotted is because it came from Saskatchewan, where they don't salt the roads, they don't have terribly harsh winters. If this thing was spent its life on the island, it would be long rotted. But it's in great shape underneath. It's got the 3-liter, which is a near bulletproof engine, very economical, and of course, being a little truck like this, it's the 2-wheel drive with the 3-liter single cab. It's really light. I think it's going to make the perfect parts runner, guys. And it's given me strong recollections of those high school days where I brought home a little single cab. I think that was the 7-foot box as well, with the dark, like burgundy interior. Remember those plush, almost like sitting on a couch seats? She was 5-speed manual. Man, I love that truck. Towed it home on a dolly. The rear end was gone. The floor was gone. The truck was half eaten, but rebuilt that thing, and man, I loved it. But I think this is going to be the perfect truck. Let me know what you think of my choice. I think it's just right for us. Going to be a real fun little project. Of course, it's nice to have a truck that I can just reach in over the side of. That's a beautiful thing about these Rangers. After that 2.5-hour run this morning, Dad stopped off in a city along the way. A city to us, a small town for some of you guys, and stocked up on a bunch of oil that was on sale, which was great. Some different fluids and stuff we need here in the shop we're getting low on. Lots of oil changes coming through. Truck ran like a new one. Again, 2.5 hours back home. Didn't tow it. Ran this thing the whole way. Just flawless. So great running truck. After the 2.5-hour drive home, I pulled into the driveway. Before I got out of the vehicle, my wife and little ladies were coming out of the house. Got in. We drove an hour and a half back the direction I came for a hospital appointment. Spent the whole day, got the sheet of steel, ran some errands, some calls, appointments, banking. Then back to another town to pick up a package of parts that we need here for the shop tomorrow morning. Back home, and I was in the house long enough to run to the bathroom, wash up, and then I drove to the shop here to start offloading boxes and sheets of steel, and because the shop has to be ready here for tomorrow morning. Such is my life right now. Man, you young guys with lots of energy and not a lot of ties, responsibilities, commitments. First off, be working towards those types of things. Be working towards the responsibilities and the ties and a fine lady at your side like I have. You should be working towards those things. But in the meantime, hammer down, just give her towards building and establishing and pursuing great ideas, things that are going to be building you up and carrying you when you're older. You're young now, you have tons of energy, you don't have a lot to be home for early in the night. You know, being here like this right now at 7:30, 8 o'clock is more of a sacrifice now. Where one time I'd be up halfway through the night on the computer working. Now I want to be in bed with my wife, and I should be in bed with my wife as much as possible. Close time together and stuff like that, but when you're young, just really hammer down, I would advise. Then as you get older, refine, tweak. As you start to get older, you have a little bit more, most likely have a little bit more capital to play with. And it's good you didn't have it when you were young, because you wouldn't have been able to manage it well. But at this stage now, we should be able to manage it a little better. And now, although I'm playing the cool old dude card, the old married man with kids and responsibilities, although I'm playing that card, I would 100% advise you to take risks. Not stupid risks, not stupid chances. Clear, calculated, established plans, but work towards risks, especially when you're younger and the stakes aren't as high. My age now, the stakes are a little bit higher, but I've still got a long life to recover from anything devastating and stuff like that. But oh man, take a few chances, get outside the box. If you have a great idea, find some way to get working on that, pursue it in some way, and pray, lots of prayer. But let me know, guys, if you're excited about this Ranger build project. That's all. I just wanted to come in, talk to you, let you know the shop is ripping here in full swing. It's going to take a little while to work up. We're in a small rural area who's never had a service like this, so you've got to warm people up to it, right? But great fun, great learning process. Dad, my brother is around, myself, we're here. It's just wonderful. Thank you guys for your thoughts and prayers. Thank you for your kind messages. Thank you to some of you older gentlemen who have become good friends and email companions with me and giving me advice and talking through different things and advising me to plan for retirement and things like that. I just really appreciate it. All you guys' support. A lot of fun. Stay tuned for the Ranger project. Let me know what you think we should do with it. Yeah, we'll see. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.